I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase the bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Rolling now, I'll give up everything. Daunting though, if I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go, don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my...
What's up, you guys? It's Natalie. It's Ruben. It's traffic. Let me give you guys a quick update. So it's already been a crazy week. The hits keep coming, like it just doesn't stop. So last Thursday, right, we did all the local stuff. You guys saw that video. Friday, Ruben and I did an out and back from Vegas, SoCal to Vegas and back. Saturday was technically my day of rest, but not really. I did invoicing and, you know, a bunch of paperwork, tax prep. Sunday, Lexi and I pulled the airbag off the PJ trailer, took all day, and then we did some other minor maintenance type stuff, road trip prep. Yesterday was Monday. Ruben and I jumped in the truck. We picked up a couple loads that went from SoCal to Sacramento. We did a drop yesterday, and you know, we finished our drops today. This morning we woke up in a hotel room in Roseville, California, and finished our drops, did our little pickups. We got 2 cars at the back of the trailer. Quick out and back to Sacramento, $2,400 bill. I didn't do any recording on it, you guys. I was too busy and I'm getting tired. I've been tired. We're on our way back. Hopefully I'll be home in an hour. We're stuck in traffic going through LA, and now I gotta hop on a plane. I have a flight at midnight leaving out of Southern California, heading to Texas. Yesterday we had a flat tire on my new truck. The rock hit the window, passenger side window, chipped my brand new window, my brand new truck, and now I have a flight to Texas at midnight. All right, here we go. Texas. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. Drove from Roseville to LA, and it is now 9:30, and I have a 3-hour wait for my flight and a 3-hour flight to Texas, and we'll get this done. It's probably the last place I want to be, you guys. Probably the last place I want to be right now this week is doing what I'm doing, but it takes what it takes. It takes what it takes. So let me find my stupid mask. I gotta put that on too. I haven't worn a mask in forever. Gotta do that. So let's get in here, get it done. Mask announcement. I'm tired, my eyes hurt, you guys. I'm ready to go. I wish I was going to Texas for something fun. Like, you know, I wish it wasn't what it is, but it is what it is. We got to roll with the punches, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. That's what I knew I was getting into when I started this, and that's what I knew, you know, was going to happen eventually when I started to grow, you know. It is what it is. So a couple more hours. Let's go get it done.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the door to the aircraft is now closed. All large personal electronic devices must be turned off, unplugged, and outlets stowed. With underneath the seat in front of you or out of the compartment.
survived. It didn't die. Trying to find the exit. I set up a lift to give me a lift. Where I gotta go. Get to the next step of this whole giant journey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm gonna make sure it's a good morning, you guys. It is Wednesday morning. I am here in Texas. This is the reason why I'm here. Yep. Coming to pick up the old she-beast, you guys. Whew. Coming to pick her up. Picking up my favorite truck and my favorite trailer. It's just after 6 a.m. this beautiful dark Wednesday morning here in Texas. You guys, I am very excited. Unfortunately, I do have to pull the truck out of Texas for now. You know, things didn't work out for as long as I would have liked them to with Mr. Joe. All of the best to him. You know, no issues or no real issues or hard feelings or anything. It's just, you know, one of those things. People cross our paths, you know, for a certain amount of time and for certain reasons, and you know, they come and go. So it's just one of those things. Very grateful to him. He looks like he took really nice care of my equipment. I'm going to do a very, very, very thorough pre-trip and walk around and, you know, check under the hood and check all my tire pressures and just check everything, because I have not seen this truck and trailer. You know, it's not parked at my house, so I don't see it very often. So I'm going to do a nice thorough check of things. And yesterday when Ruben and I were coming back from Sacramento, let me flip you guys around. Can't see me that well, but at least I can talk to you. Yeah, yesterday when Ruben and I were coming back from Sacramento, I did book 2 partials out of this area, and I don't know. I don't want to say I'm that good, because I don't want to sound, you know, like I'm that great. But damn, they're like 5 miles from each other. And it's only filling up half the deck. And it's $4,000 heading west. So I'm still looking for another partial. I'm holding out for freight. Cars are like, 50 cents, 55 cents a mile on, you know, 1,500 miles. So it's almost not even worth it. But, you know, I do have to put something over the axles. So we'll see what I end up doing. But I'm trying to kind of hold out for freight. And it's very early this morning, so I am very hopeful. You know, clear my mind and get my head in the game and wrapped around, you know, the pickups that I have for today and the other things that I have to do, canceling the storage at this facility that I was paying for, and just, you know, just stuff like that. So let me get through this pre-trip, check out the old girl, the old she-beast. I'm actually, it's my personal favorite. It's my personal favorite truck and trailer. So I really honestly have no problem bringing it back to California and making her mine again. So we'll see. Let me take care of this stuff, you guys, and I'll get right back to you. All right, so I am very grateful. Joe took very good care of my equipment. I don't see any issues. Well, just I have a trailer tire that's got 37 pounds in it, and then one that has 88. I normally run almost 100 pounds, like 98 pounds, something like that, PSI on the trailer tires. So I definitely need air on the trailer tire that's got 37 pounds. I'm going to inspect it a little bit more now that it's turned a little bit daylight. It's about 7 now. So I've already kind of planned my route to go do my pickups here. I'm so excited to have my she-beast back. I put my unicorn. Look at Bubbles is back, you guys. Bubbles. Got the GoPro ready. Shoot. Look at this. All right. So 166,253 miles on the she-beast. Next month, I will have had her 24 months. So that's some miles, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna go find a truck stop. There's a Flying J that is out of the way, but I need air in this tire. So unless I see another, like a big gas station that I can whip this thing into, that's where I'm headed. And yeah, I got the OG original original equipment, my first trailer and my first truck, and very excited to have them all back. let's get on the road, you guys. Let's talk some more about this situation, you know, driver turnover. God, you know, trusting your equipment that you own and maintain and, you know, care about, right? You want it to keep going on the road, trusting it to other people and how that feels, and, you know, just all that kind of stuff. We'll get into all of that later on in this video. Problem number 2, 2 low tires, and the truck is not completely or all the time reading the trailer. Let's see if it does it again. I'm on trailer status because I want to make sure that I've got brakes. Just left it. As soon as the first turn I made out of the yard, the truck's like, trailer disconnected, and then it, you know, again, it was intermittent. So I've got an issue somewhere. Looks like I still have brakes, but I'm gonna have to go back there, look at the pigtail, look at the connections. So good thing I'm heading to the Flying J so I can take another look at this electrical, but looks like she's got another short somewhere. All right, I got the pigtail it was the pigtail. The intermittent trailer disconnected and then reconnected fault that I was getting on the truck was the pigtail. When I would make a right turn, it was a little bit too tight. So I kind of straightened that out, fixed it, put it back on the bungee, whatever, all good. So that was whew. I was like, whew, I saved the trip. Good morning, everybody. It's Natalie. It's Hot Shot Adventures. I got a really good night's rest last night, finally. So I feel much better. And I'm totally prepared to go over pretty much what I'm considering part 2 of this video. Part 2 of this video is really more geared towards the struggles and the difficulties of trying to grow, trying to scale, right? Your small business. When it's one truck, one driver, one trailer, when it's just yourself as an independent owner-operator, there's a lot to do, but it is just one person and one rig, and obviously you trust yourself, right? As I wanted to grow, right, to scale up, more trucks, more trailers, more drivers. Obviously I can't drive 2 trucks at the same time. I've got to hire somebody. So this part 2 is about some of the struggles and some of the difficulties that I've gone through, what my experience has been, where I'm gonna go from here with the company, right, with the equipment that I have and the team that I have. Again, you guys, this video was not about Joe. It's not about Joe. It's not about the girls. I am gonna reference Joe. I am gonna reference the girls that I hired prior to Joe, and it's just gonna be in a general way. That's just because those are the 3 candidates that I have to go off of right now when it comes to hiring people, right? So but it's not about them, you know. It's not about them. It's about scaling the business, you know, learning from our mistakes, having a plan, going after that plan. That plan doesn't work out. How do we recover it? How do we get to the next step? So it's constantly that's any small business, right? That's any small business. It's probably any relationship too. That sounds like relationship advice too. Anyway, as I wanted to grow, right, the small business, there's issues that come up, right? Risk versus reward, and trust, you know, my ability to communicate, the other person's ability to communicate. Is this person safety minded? Is this person flexible with their schedule, going to take care of my equipment and my company, my customers, as if it were theirs, right? And some people may say that's a lot to ask of a driver. I would say in a general way, I don't believe that is. I believe that there are other people out there like me. This is the first business that I have ever owned or started, but this is certainly not my first job. I have had and held several different jobs in the transportation industry as well as outside of the transportation industry. But I can tell you, all of my jobs, I treated them as if it were my company. That's just the way that I've always worked. So I believe that there are other people out there that are exactly like me. They may be few and far between, but there are people out there. And that's why I have tried to remain very selective in the people that I bring into my company, because I want a specific type of person. I don't just want, a driver. I don't want a person with 2 hands and 2 legs that can throw a strap, and look in their side mirrors. No, I want more than a driver. And I've said that in other videos as well, right? So let's go over those key points that I just said. Risk versus reward. How much is this person or this piece of equipment, right? This could apply to a piece of equipment as well, like my black truck, the Black Beast that I just had to let go of. Risk versus reward. How much is this person going to be a risk to my company? Or how much is this person potentially going to be able to reward my company? Those are 2 really, really, really important key points. Trust. Can I trust this person? Number 1, with tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, right? That's hard to come by these days if I have to go and replace it. Number 2, with the truth. Is this person going to be honest with me? About where they're parking, or whether or not they're going off duty and hitting the corner bar, or able to wake up on time. Do I have to babysit them? That type of thing. A huge important thing for me is communication, the ability to communicate, right? I have no problem with making a decision. I've always been that way. I can say yes, no, whatever. I can make a decision at the drop of a dime. It's not always the right decision, and sometimes I have to correct myself, but I never have a problem with making a decision. There are many people out there that are very wishy-washy. I don't know. Oh, which one should I do? If you are a wishy-washy person, it can be very difficult to communicate with you, right? Something that I always try to strive for is, doing what I say I'm going to do. I believe that I have very, very, very clear communication. I expect A, B, C, D. I walk through the process. I explain everything. I provide, all of the tools and all of the necessary equipment for you to execute the job. And, I expect it to be done within a whatever amount of time, right? But not everybody is the same way, right? So just because I have very clear communication doesn't necessarily mean that all of the people that I come into contact with throughout my day or throughout my week are going to be the same way. So sometimes I have to learn to communicate with other people in the way that they are used to communicating. And sometimes it's not as clear, right? And that can be very frustrating for me. Because I'm so, I'm clear, I'm black and white. I said what I asked you, I said what I was going to do, and, and I'm doing my part. It's like, where's your part, right? A safety-minded person. It is so dangerous out here, you guys. I cannot stress enough, the loads on my trailer right now, if the chains or the straps got loose en route from Texas to California, oh my God, the risk that is involved there. How many times I've stopped and checked them. Every time I stop, I'm checking my stuff, leaks under the truck. I mean, safety minded, not just with my equipment, but with the cargo that's on top of the trailer, as well as with, driving in our surroundings on the highway or parking here, like at the hotel. What if I were to hit that U-Haul next to me, or even worse, what if it wasn't me that hit the U-Haul? What if it was one of my drivers that hit the U-Haul? So safety minded, right? Goal, get out and look. It's so silly, but it's true. So let's get to the girls really quick. I didn't cover it on YouTube. A lot of my Patreon people know. If you guys are not subscribed to Patreon, it's patreon.com/hotshotadventures. If you are looking into this business, it is worth $5 or $10 a month. You can get a hold of me. I have all the tutorial-based videos, all the educational videos, all of that stuff is on Patreon. So I covered this over in Patreon already. The most of all those people already know. But I'm just going to touch base with this really quick, just as an example to go over the list that I just poured out to you guys. So the girls, right? You guys saw me, trained them for several months. Okay, they were both new drivers. I knew that was a risk, but I felt that if I trained them enough, we would go through enough miles, enough loads, enough everything to where they would be more seasoned than not just brand new drivers. They were going with me. I was showing them every load, every car, going over everything, right? Paperwork, everything. Yeah, so trained them for several months, right? One of the girls went out on her own. She lasted 10 days. She quit. Okay. The other one, she had a couple boo-boos. She wasn't as safe as I deemed that she needed to be. I had to pay some money out of pocket, and I had to let her go. Either of those situations did not work out. I asked all of these candidates, you know, when I hired them on, I asked them, hey, you know, I'm not going to ask you to sign a contract. The big boys all make you sign a contract, right? If you're a new driver, okay, sign here. You're going to stay here for a year. I asked if they would stay with me for a year, okay? Nobody's done that as of yet. Nobody's done that as of yet. And that's okay. You know, if they're not happy, I don't want them here anyway. So, but all of that training, the reason why the big boys ask you to sign a contract is because all of that training is an investment. It's a huge investment. And especially for me, I'm not a big company. I'm one woman trying to train another woman or another two women or another man. I am just one person. So I don't have a lot of time to waste. I'm a very busy person. And when I set time aside to train somebody or to give somebody an opportunity, as I have tried to give to some of these to these candidates, it's cold. My fingers are cold. It's time that I'm never going to get back, you know, and it's time that I was willing to invest into these people so that it would be reinvested into my company. But without them staying as long as they agreed to stay, that's lost time for me. And that's lost revenue for me as well, because it also costs money to train people. It's not free, you know. It was free to them, but it's not free to me. So that can be very frustrating, right? That's driver turnover 101. And, you know, I'm going over it here and now, but for those of us who have been in the industry a while, it's just, you know, driver turnover is, whew, it's a constant revolving door. It's a constant revolving door. I've worked at several companies. You know, you've got your main handful or group of guys that stick around, and then you've got the revolving door, and that's the rest of the guys. You know, they come, they put decals, they put plates on their truck. You know, they last for 2 or 3 weeks. You know, 6 weeks. You know, 6 months, and they're out of here. They're always looking for the next best thing. The grass is always greener on the other side, and it's really not. But there are some that stay, and then there are some that just are constantly bopping around. And that's just the way that it is. I don't know why. So I've been in this industry a really long time. I've seen and done a lot, right? And it was just, I guess, my time that I wanted to start my own company. I knew that this was going to be a struggle. I knew that this was going to be difficult. I knew that in the beginning, but that doesn't stop me. You know, just because something is difficult doesn't stop me from doing it if it's something that I want to do. Originally, when I bought the black truck, I had somebody very, very, very close to me that was supposed to come onto the business. Another person that didn't keep their word, but that's okay. So that plan didn't work out, right? So it's like, okay, come back to the drawing board. Now, then I went and hired the girls, right? That plan didn't work out. So back to the drawing board, right? And then at that point, you know, I started walking my nephew through the process of getting his CDL, as well as training Joe pretty much at the same time, and getting Joe out on the road on his own. So it's all about being able to be flexible, right? To roll with the punches. I'm always telling you guys that. Roll with the punches. You know, this didn't work out, so now I'm doing this. And, you know, and it's the same thing with scaling the business. It's the same thing. Growing a business is going to be very difficult. If you guys didn't know that, maybe you became an independent owner-operator and it went really, really smoothly, and you're like, oh man, this is great. This is easy. You know, look at the money I'm making, and look at my freedom, and look at all of this stuff, right? I want to reinvest into my company and buy another truck and put somebody else in it. Well, that's great, but don't think it's going to be without struggle. It's one thing for you to do it yourself. It's a whole other thing to hire somebody, especially if you are like I was in the beginning. I didn't have anybody specifically, like from my family or a personal friend, that wanted to come along with me. Now I have my nephew Ruben, but in the beginning I was hiring externally, right, outside of my circle, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult to trust, and it can be a big risk. You know, that can be something that can be the wrong choice, and then it ruins your company. So just be careful. You know, driver retention in many ways is usually low because, like I said, I just went over it with the revolving door. There are a lot of drivers that bop around, you know, bop around, and that's just the way it is. So even though I know I'm 0 for 3 in a 9-month period, I don't feel like it's a failure. I don't, because I've been in the industry a long time and I've seen it. And I know how I have treated these people, what I have paid them, how flexible I was, how fair I was, how my communication was. I know that my side of things, I did the best that I possibly could. So even though I'm 0 for 3, I go back to, well, you know, it is what it is. We're moving on. I'm moving forward. I'm always going to be moving forward. So, you know, it is what it is. Driver retention is not always the easiest thing. People get complacent. That's a lot of the reason why all of these big box companies, they'll do a sign-on bonus, or they'll do a 6-month bonus, or they'll do a safety bonus. I had all of those. You know, I had a safety bonus in play as well, because I want my people to be safe. I want to keep my company. YouTube is great, you guys, but it does not pay my bills. So the company pays my bills, and that's what I need to keep going. So a safety bonus, you know, things like that. And that goes back to, you know, a lot of the big companies, you know, they want to retain their drivers. They don't want their good drivers to be bopping around. They know that it costs more time and money to train and hire new people to replace the people that have already learned their process and are now leaving to go learn another process. So I'm the same way, right? I would rather retain a good driver than have somebody leave. And, you know, it is what it is. So you guys, yes, it is possible to grow the business. Yes, there are several ways. You know, some people may truly believe that hiring on a company driver, right? Hiring on a driver to drive your equipment is one of the more difficult, right? One of the more difficult ways to scale up your business. Some people may believe that an easier way to scale is to lease people on. And that is another way, which is easier and which is harder. I can't tell you. I can tell you they're both just the same amount of risk. It's still a big risk, you know, hiring on people, whether it's leasing them on, whether it's hiring on a new mechanic, whether it's putting a new driver in the seat, leasing on or scaling up is going to be difficult regardless. So don't give up, you guys. If you're in the same seat as me, you know, thank you for watching this video. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep pushing forward. Oh, so what's in the future, right? What's in my plan? So I've got the She-Beast, I've got the Delco, I'm fully loaded. I'm on my way to California, right? What's in the plan? You know, what's in the makes for the future of Hotshot Adventures? I have my She-Beast, and I have my nephew, and I have the Gray Wolf, the new truck, and I have several trailers. I have several trailers. So what I'm going to do is just regroup. You know, I'm going to regroup again, huddle up, get my nephew through his CDL, you know, test. He's testing next month. So that's very exciting. And you know, I'm just going to reposition my equipment back to California. The She-Beast will be back in my hands, as well as the Delco, and working on getting the PJ fixed. Ruben will take the PJ air ride and the Gray Wolf truck, and he'll be running the longer loads for me. I probably still am going to be continuing to look for another driver. I may dive into leasing on. There are several avenues that I still haven't explored because I have been busy, and I take on a lot, but I know when my plate is full. So there are several things that several avenues I want to explore, but have not yet had the time because I have been focused on other things. So will I train more people? Probably, but not to be hired on after me. So if you guys are looking for training, the first place I want you to start at is patreon.com/hotshotadventures. You know, I'll be going over more of this backstory, more of, you know, all of this situation on Patreon, and you guys can watch all of those videos. But for now, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, running loads, you know, staying in my own lane, doing what I gotta do, making sure, you know, my nephew is safe and well, and taking care of my family, and keeping to push forward. You guys, that's the best thing that I can do right now. So I hope you guys are all well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't worry about me, I'm totally fine. And I look forward. Oh my God, I got so much love in Texas again already. A single rear wheel Ram 2500 guy waved at me, hotshotter. Like 3 big rig guys, which was awesome. And then I think I got stopped, and I was able to have real quick little one-on-one conversations with like 3 guys. Hotshotters, you guys watching me on YouTube, I love you all. Thank you so much. It's such an honor for me to you know, take a few minutes out of my day and chat with somebody, and, you know, maybe be able to give them a tip or exchange information, or, you know, just say hi. It's always a pleasure. I didn't get any pictures of anybody, and names are escaped. Some of the names are escaping me, so I don't want to say the other ones. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching me. Take care, keep pushing forward, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.